Imagine standing on the edge of the Arctic Circle, the cold wind biting at your face, the ground blanketed in snow for months at a time. For most people, life in such an environment would be almost impossible. But for the Vikings, it was home. Their villages, built centuries ago, were carefully designed to survive the harshest winters. The first key to their survival was their homes. Unlike many other societies, Viking homes were not simply shelters, they were engineered to preserve warmth. They built longhouses with thick walls made of timber, earth, and sometimes stone. The roof was often layered with sod and turf, which acted as insulation. This natural insulation prevented heat from escaping during the long, freezing nights. Inside, the houses were surprisingly cozy. A central hearth provided warmth for cooking and living, radiating heat throughout the longhouse. Interestingly, Vikings did not have chimneys as we know them. Smoke from the fire would rise through the roof, sometimes making the wooden interior smoky, but it also created an even distribution of warmth, helping to heat the entire space. Another secret of their comfort was their strategic placement. Vikings often built their homes with one end facing the wind, reducing exposure and drafts. The arrangement of buildings within a village was also important. Clustering homes together could create windbreaks and maintain warmth. Clothing was just as crucial. Woolen garments, layered with furs, kept the body heat close. Vikings knew which materials trapped heat best and combined them with clever design in their homes. These seemingly simple choices were life-saving techniques that allowed them to thrive in one of the coldest regions on Earth. By the end of winter, when snow and ice covered everything, the Viking home remained a haven of warmth and comfort. For anyone living outside, the Arctic cold would be unbearable, but inside the longhouse, families could gather, eat, tell stories, and even craft tools without freezing.
Inside the longhouse, life was both simple and practical. The interior was divided into areas for sleeping, cooking, and socializing. Unlike modern homes with separate rooms, everything happened under one roof. The hearth was the heart of the house, literally. Families would cook meals, warm themselves, and gather for evening storytelling around this central fire. Vikings were also skilled craftsmen, and the longhouse doubled as a workshop. From weaving to tool making, many tasks were performed indoors during the long winter months. Storage was cleverly integrated into the house. Dried fish, grains, and preserved meat were kept in specially designed compartments that maintained a stable temperature. Interestingly, Vikings valued community and hospitality highly. Guests were welcomed into the longhouse and offered warmth, food, and shelter. This tradition of hospitality was essential in the harsh northern climates, where being stranded in the snow could mean death. Their sleeping arrangements were practical. Families often slept together on raised platforms covered with furs, which retained body heat. This communal sleeping not only kept everyone warm, but also strengthened family bonds. Even daily chores were adapted for comfort and survival. Snow was cleared carefully, and homes were designed to make entryways warm and draft-free. Every detail of Viking domestic life was intentional, a blend of necessity, craftsmanship, and ingenuity.
Viking homes weren't just cozy by chance, there was science behind it. The thick wooden walls acted as natural insulation, trapping heat inside. Studies of ancient longhouses show that the combination of wood, turf, and earth created a perfect thermal barrier. Even when outside temperatures plunged to -20 or 30 degrees Celsius, inside the longhouse it could remain comfortable. Smoke from the central hearth had another purpose beyond warmth. The rising smoke would help dry the wooden beams and walls, preventing rot and adding to insulation.
It's a clever system that modern architects still admire for its simplicity and efficiency. The sod roofs were particularly effective. Turf, with its layers of grass and soil, trapped air and prevented heat from escaping. In addition, it absorbed some of the sun's warmth during the day and released it slowly at night, helping to maintain a stable interior temperature. Even furniture played a role in warmth. Benches, platforms, and storage units were made of wood and covered with furs. Every piece of the longhouse contributed to an environment that could withstand the extreme Arctic winters. The brilliance of the Vikings extended beyond their homes. They understood how to use natural resources to their advantage. Snow was not just a challenge, but a resource. It insulated stored food, and sometimes packed snow was used to reinforce walls. Vikings also had advanced knowledge of the Arctic environment. They timed hunts and fishing trips carefully, relying on the seasonal behavior of animals. Livestock were kept in special shelters that maximized warmth and minimized exposure. Their social structures also supported survival. Villages worked together to share resources and knowledge. Seasonal festivals weren't just cultural events, they were also strategic, marking important times for harvesting, trading, and preparing for winter. In essence, Vikings didn't just survive in the Arctic, they mastered it. Their homes, their tools, and their social systems all reflected a deep understanding of the environment, a blend of practicality, science, and ingenuity.
As the fire crackled softly, families would share stories, legends, heroic tales, and lessons from history. One such story was about a young Viking who ventured far north to hunt and learn to navigate the frozen landscape by observing animal tracks and the stars. Another told of a village that survived a brutal winter by pooling resources and using clever insulation techniques. These stories weren't just entertainment, they preserved knowledge, teaching each generation how to survive and thrive in harsh conditions. By the glow of the hearth, history came alive in a calm, comforting way. And that is why even in the coldest Arctic winters, Vikings never froze. Their homes were a combination of careful design, practical science, and a deep understanding of their environment. They remind us that survival is not just about strength, but also about knowledge, ingenuity, and community.